Veracruz, Mexico. 600 Spanish soldiers stand on a beach. Terrified. They're facing the Aztec Empire, millions of warriors, unknown territory, brutal warfare. And they want to go home. Hernán Cortés gives an order. Not to advance, not to retreat, to burn the ships. Their only way home. Expensive vessels, millions in today's currency. Gone. Smoke rising from the water. Flames consuming wood. Escape impossible. Why would a general destroy his own lifeline? Madness. No. Genius. Because Cortés understood something your brain refuses to accept. Plan B is killing Plan A. The safety net is the trap. As long as retreat is possible, victory is optional. You're failing because you left yourself an exit. The backup plan. The comfortable fallback. The just in case. Those aren't insurance. They're anchors. Burn them. Or stay on the beach forever. If you're living with one foot out the door, hit like. If you're ready to learn total commitment, follow this channel. Comment, what's your boat? What safety net is keeping you stuck? This isn't history. This is psychology. Why you quit when it gets hard. Why you start strong and fade. The neuroscience of no return. Your brain is efficient. Ruthlessly efficient. When you set a goal, your brain asks one question. How much energy do we actually need? And here's where Plan B destroys you. If there's a backup, if there's a safety net, an exit strategy, a just in case, your brain calculates accordingly. Not 100% effort. Maybe 70%. Enough to try. Not enough to win. Because winning requires everything. And your brain won't give everything if retreat is available. It's not betrayal. It's biology. Energy conservation. Your brain is saving reserves for Plan B. For the pivot. For the escape. And that conservation is why you fail. Not lack of talent. Not bad luck. Incomplete commitment. The trapeze artist analogy. Put a net below, he falls occasionally. Remove the net, he never falls. Not because the net makes him clumsy. Because the net makes him careless. His brain knows, if I slip, I survive. So it doesn't demand perfection. Remove the net. The brain recalculates. Slipping means death. And suddenly, perfection. Not because he got better. Because the stakes got real. Cortés's soldiers had the same biology. With ships in the harbor, their brains whispered, if this gets bad, we can leave. That whisper, that tiny psychological exit, drained them. Not consciously, structurally. Every calculation about, should we retreat, was processing power not focused on winning. Every ounce of energy reserved for escape was energy not going into conquest. They were fighting at 70%. Against an empire. So Cortés removed the option. Burned the ships. Made retreat impossible. And watch what happened. The same soldiers, same training, same weapons became unstoppable. Not because they changed. Because the calculation changed. No more should we. Only how do we survive? And survival doesn't hold back. Survival uses everything. This is what Plan B costs. Total engagement. You think your backup plan is wisdom. It's cowardice disguised as strategy. Every exit you leave yourself is energy not going into the goal. Cut the exits. Burn the boats. Or keep wondering why 70% effort never beats people giving 100%. When retreat becomes impossible, humans transform. Not because they're suddenly braver, because the brain's entire operating system shifts. Normally, your brain runs two programs simultaneously. Program A, pursue the goal. Program B, monitor for exits. Program B is the killer. It's constantly scanning. Is this too hard? Should I quit? What if I fail? And every scan, every micro-assessment of whether to continue drains you. Death of 1,000 cuts. Not one massive failure. Just constant, low-level negotiation with yourself. Do I really want this? Is it worth it? Maybe I should try something else. That negotiation is paralyzing. But when retreat is impossible, Program B shuts down. Not because you're braver, because there's nothing to monitor. No exits, no alternatives, no escape. So all that energy, all that processing power that was running the "should I quit" program redirects into execution. Cortés's men experienced this. Before the burning, hesitation, doubt, whispers of retreat. After the burning, focus. Not because they loved their mission more, because retreat was gone. And when retreat is gone, fear transforms. It stops being, what if I fail? It becomes, how do I survive? And survival is ruthless. It doesn't hesitate, doesn't negotiate, doesn't conserve. It uses everything, every skill, every ounce of strength, every creative solution your brain can generate. Because when the only options are victory or death, the brain stops asking if you can win. It starts calculating how you win. Different question, different energy, different outcome. This is why Cortés's 600 men conquered an empire of millions. Not superior weapons, not better tactics. Desperation. The kind of desperation that only comes when safety is removed. When the comfortable option is burned. When the only way forward is through. Your brain has this capacity right now, but you'll never access it while you have exits. While you keep Plan B warm. While you tell yourself, if this doesn't work, I can always. That sentence is killing you. Finish it differently. If this doesn't work, nothing else will. Then watch what you're capable of. Your boats aren't physical. They're internal. Invisible ships you keep anchored in your mind. Safety nets woven from lies you've been telling yourself. And they're drowning you. Boat 1, the illusion of infinite time. The belief that there will always be a later. That you have decades. That you can start next year. That time is neutral. It's not. Time is a countdown. And you don't know when it ends. Your ancestors understood this. They lived with death close enough to smell. Plague, war, starvation. Tomorrow was never guaranteed. So they acted today. You've been anesthetized by safety. Tricked into believing you have forever. So you postpone. You delay. You save the real, living for some fictional future where conditions are perfect. That future doesn't exist. And while you wait for it, the real future arrives. Empty. Because you filled it with some days that never came. Burn this boat. There is no later. There is only now. Or nothing. Boat 2, the addiction to comfort. You've been conditioned to avoid suffering. To optimize pain away. To choose easy over necessary. And that conditioning has made you weak. Not physically, Structurally, you can't build empires from comfort, can't forge character from ease, can't become dangerous while staying safe. But you keep choosing comfort anyway. The warm bed over the cold morning, the familiar cage over the uncertain field, the slow death over the hard life. And you call it wisdom. It's not wisdom. It's surrender. Surrender to the part of you that would rather stay small than risk becoming large. Burn this boat. Suffering is the forge. Comfort is the tomb. Boat 3, the fear of identity death. You're terrified of killing who you are. The current version. The comfortable, familiar, known you. Because becoming who you need to be requires murder. Not of others. Of yourself. The old identity. The old beliefs. The old limits. All of it has to die. And death, even symbolic death, is terrifying. So you cling. You protect the old version. You refuse to let it go. And in protecting it, you trap it. You trap yourself in an identity that's too small. That worked before, but doesn't work now. That keeps you safe, but keeps you stuck. Cortés's men weren't the same after the burning. They couldn't be. The comfort-seeking soldier watching the ships burn. He died on that beach. What walked toward the empire was something else. Something forged in necessity. Burn this boat. Kill who you are. Become who you must be. Or stay what you've always been. Forever. When the ships burn, you don't just work harder. You transform. Not metaphorically. Literally. The man standing on the beach, watching the flames. He's not the same man who conquers the island. He can't be. Because the journey between those 2 points requires death. Death of the tourist. Birth of the conqueror. This is what most people don't understand about commitment. They think it's about effort. It's not. It's about identity. Who you are when retreat is possible versus who you become when it's not. Different species. The tourist calculates. The conqueror executes. The tourist conserves energy. The conqueror burns it. The tourist asks, what if I fail? The conqueror asks, what if I don't try? Different questions. Different beings. And the shift between them doesn't happen gradually. It happens at the burning. The moment you make retreat impossible. That's not just a decision. It's a transformation. A forced evolution. Because when survival requires becoming something you've never been, you either evolve or you die. And humans, when pressed to that edge, choose evolution. Not always consciously, but structurally. The brain rewires. The identity shifts. The possible becomes actual. Cortés's men weren't braver after the burning. They were different. Transformed by necessity. Forged by impossibility. Reborn as the thing the situation demanded. And what the situation demanded wasn't soldiers. It was conquerors. You're standing at the same edge. The beach. The burning. The choice. Not between success and failure. Between who you are and who you could become. The transformation is waiting. But it requires the fire. It requires making retreat impossible. It requires killing the tourist. And birthing the conqueror. You can't do that with boats in the harbor. You can't evolve while keeping exits warm. You can't become something new while protecting something old. Burn the ships. Kill the tourist. Become the conqueror. Or stay on the beach. Forever. Watching others take the island. Vera Cruz. Smoke rising from the harbor. Ships burning. Soldiers watching their only way home disappear. Terrified, but committed, because retreat was gone. And with retreat gone, everything changed. Not the odds, not the enemy, the commitment. You have boats, backup plans, safety nets, exits. They're not protecting you. They're drowning you, keeping you at 70% while the goal needs 100%. Identify your ships. The relationship, the job, the excuse, the someday. Then burn them. Make retreat impossible. There is no plan B. There is no going back. There is only the island. Or the grave. Choose. Then light the match. And take the island.